Hello everyone, I'm Anas Al-Ubaidi, and this is the fourth lecture or fourth session from chapter 12 of the Advanced Medical Science Liaison and Medical Monitor Certification course by CCRPS. The chapter is about the data management and risk assessment, and this is the fourth topic or lecture in this chapter, and it's about identifying high-risk sites and reshaping monitoring activities. As of introduction, clinical trials involve multiple sites, diverse participant populations, and intricate data monitoring processes. However, certain sites, termed as high-risk sites, not all of them, some certain sites termed as high-risk sites, pose significant challenges that threaten the integrity of the trial data, patient safety, participant safety, and compliance with regulatory standards. These high-risk sites may exhibit frequent protocol deviations because they are high-risk sites. Data inconsistencies or data discrepancies, insufficient recruitment, patient recruitment, or adverse event misarrangement. So all those are high probability of risk to be noticed or discovered or exist, all or some or one of them, in within sites that have been identified as high-risk sites. Left unaddressed, they can derail trial outcome and lead to costly delays in the drug development pipeline. As a consequence, the process of identifying and managing these high-risk sites is critical to the success of any trial. By preemptively recognizing such sites, sponsors can prioritize resources, focus monitoring activities, and implement risk mitigation strategies more effectively. Definitely. The emergence of risk-based monitoring, RBM, has implemented risk mitigation strategies more effectively in order to reduce risk, minimize risks. The emergence of risk-based monitoring, RBM, has further redefined how trial activities are managed. RBM, risk-based monitoring, allows the allocation of efforts proportionate to site-specific risks, enabling organizations to maintain oversight while optimizing costs and manpower. Technological advancements such as centralized data dashboards, predictive analytics, and wearable devices have increased sponsors and monitors' ability to conduct precise monitoring. These innovations, the advancements that have been implemented, combined with hybrid monitoring approaches, allow for tailored strategies that address high-risk sites' unique challenges without overwhelming trial resources. Now the key points. Identifying, determining high-risk sites. Definition. High-risk sites are trial locations with a heightened likelihood of non-compliance, protocol violations or protocol deviations, or operational insufficiencies. Such high-risk sites will have the probability or the likelihood of such issues, which result in data issues or patient safety concerns. These risks may arise from several factors, including investigator inexperience, resource scarcity, or staff turnover. Indicators of high-risk sites. More than one indicator. Despite of the order, we'll start with data quality issues. Missing or inconsistent data entries, anomalies, or data entry delays. Example, Site A repeatedly reports biologically implausible lab values, suggesting either errors in data entry or issues in laboratory procedures. Protocol violations or protocol deviations. As protocol violation by expert in clinical research, determined or differentiated as it is more severe than a protocol deviation. However, both are not wanted. Both are unwanted. So protocol violations, frequent deviations from protocol guidelines, for example, improper dose adjustments. Example, Site B failed to adhere to randomization processes, resulting in skewed trial arms. Staff turnover. High staff attrition rates disrupt continuity and compromise training for proper trial execution. And staff turnover, it is one of the common challenges, one of the common issues in clinical research. Low recruitment or retention, underperformance in participant recruitment despite available populations, or poor adherence to follow-up schedules. Example, Site C enrolled only 20% of its target participants due to poor community outreach strategies. And here, talking about the low patient or participant recruitment. Adverse event reporting patterns. Unexpectedly high or underreported adverse events, AEs. Example, Site D has unusually high rates of severe adverse events, SAEs, compared to other sites, necessitating immediate investigation. Steps to identify high-risk sites: pre-site assessment, evaluate the site's resources, staff qualifications, not only the investigator, and historical performance, their previous performance with other trials, or with other trials with other sponsors or CROs, or other trials within the same sponsor or CRO. Example, for cardiovascular disease, investigators assess whether the site has the required infrastructure and trained personnel to analyze echocardiograms. And this is a good example. Ongoing data review. Continuously monitor site uploaded data to detect irregularities and performance trends. Initial monitoring report assessments. Use findings from routine visits, the periodic on-site visits, to pinpoint protocol adherence and operational bottlenecks. And such assessments, some experts or in some fields, in some locations or regions in clinical research, they call it, for instance, a follow-up visit letter or follow-up letter. Sponsor feedback. Leverage insights from past sponsored trials to identify historically underperforming sites. And here's a nice diagram summarizing the high-risk site identification. As here, we start from the low recruitment or retention, low patient or participant recruitment, staff turnover, protocol violations, data quality issues. High will end up determining them or classifying such sites with high-risk sites. Reshaping monitoring activities. So, importance of tailored monitoring. Monitoring ensures trial compliance, safety, and data accuracy. Reshaping monitoring activities for high-risk sites is critical to address their unique vulnerabilities efficiently and effectively. Reshaping strategies, as here we have risk, despite of the order, risk prioritization. Allocate resources proportionate to each site's risk profile. Example, a high turnover site struggling with consent form accuracy is assigned bi-weekly reviews, while a low-risk site only requires monthly check-ins. Hybrid monitoring approaches use centralized monitoring for routine data evaluation and focus on-site visits on critical operational gaps. Example, centralized tools continuously review adverse event reporting, while on-site visits investigate investigational product IP accountability. Training and support. Offer customized training to address site-specific challenges. Example, a rural site unacquainted with electronic data capture EDC tools receive targeted technical assistance and dedicated support. Key components. Remote monitoring. Leverage digital dashboards to observe site performance in real time. Regular engagement with sites. Ensure frequent communication to resolve issues before they escalate. Focused on-site visits. Conduct problem-focused visits to address high-risk activities such as investigational product IP or study medication SM storage or adherence to randomization protocols. And here's a good diagram showing the enhancement or enhancing monitoring for high-risk sites. As here we have the tailored monitoring strategies and the components or the key points for it, key components, risk prioritization, hybrid monitoring approaches, and training and support as strategies, tailored monitoring strategies, so strategies or methods or approaches. Risk-based monitoring strategies definition. Risk-based monitoring RBM involves the selective allocation of monitoring resources based on site risk levels, ensuring efficient resource utilization and precise oversight. Core frameworks and tools. Despite of the order, critical data elements focus on endpoints vital to decision-making in trials. Key risk indicators, KRIs, construct metrics that serve as early warning signals for site underperformance or non-compliance. Example, high screen failure rates may indicate poor patient pre-screening at a site. And this is a good example as KRI or KRIS. Real-time analytics use dashboards to identify trends like delayed data uploads or inconsistent AE adverse event reporting. The advantages of the RBM, the advantages of the risk-based monitoring. Resource optimization reduces redundant efforts for compliant sites while intensifying oversight on high-risk ones. Enhanced data integrity focuses attention on areas that directly affect trial outcomes. Early risk identification identifies and resolves problems proactively. And here is a good diagram. A nice diagram summarizing risk-based monitoring strategy, RBM strategy. As we have here the advantages, core frameworks and tools, and risk-based monitoring, RBM. Challenges and solutions. As we'll start with the challenges here and the solution for each challenge. Site staff lack familiarity with RBM risk-based monitoring strategies. The solution for it is to conduct site-specific workshops to train staff on monitoring essentials. And then other challenge, technology gaps hinder real-time data uploads. A solution for it to implement scalable and user-friendly EDC, electronic data capture platforms. Challenge of difficulty managing large data sets from multiple sites. Solution for it, use advanced data visualization tools to filter and prioritize the most critical insights. And here's a good diagram about challenges and solutions. How to address challenges in risk-based monitoring implementation, as we have here: train staff, visualize data, upgrade technology. Recent advancements. Predictive analytics. Despite of the order, all the advancements we'll start with predictive analytics. Machine learning algorithms identify future risks by analyzing historical site data. Example, forecasting sites likely to underperform post-recruitment, enabling sponsors to deploy preemptive interventions. Decentralized monitoring, e-consent, electronic consent, and telemedicine tools expand patient recruitment and retention, especially at high-risk sites. Wearable technology integration, collect real-time participant safety, patient safety data, reducing reliance on site-specific interventions. Risk visualization dashboard, simply key risk indicator, KRI, tracking for clearer oversight. Cross-trial risk sharing, sponsors share trends and problematic site behaviors across trials to enhance early detection strategies. And the diagram here, we have recent advancement in clinical trials, as we have here predictive analytics, decentralized monitoring, wearable technology, risk visualization, and then cross-trial risk sharing. Applications of key principles, the topic and the real-world application of each, identifying high-risk sites, identifying improper consent documentation in oncology trials, tailored monitoring activities, the application for it, combining centralized tools with on-site visits for high-risk protocols, risk-based monitoring RBM, application for it, increasing oversight at COVID-19 trial sites with high AE adverse event patterns, predictive analytics, application for it, adjusting recruitment outreach for slower performing regions, decentralized monitoring, real world application for it, leveraging wearables to monitor participants in remote diabetes trials. By applying these methods and adapting to challenges, advanced clinical monitors can optimize trial quality, mitigate risks, and achieve successful trial outcomes. Summary table, as upcoming tables summarize what we have covered in this lecture: indicators of high-risk sites as indicator, description, example, impact, and solution. Indicators, we have data quality issues, protocol violations, high staff turnover, low patient recruitment rates, high AE adverse event reporting rates. Another table on steps to identify and assess high-risk sites, the step, action, example, tool, method, outcome. Steps: pre-site assessment, ongoing data review, monitoring reports, investigator feedback, and sponsor insights. Reshaped monitoring strategies for high-risk sites, strategy, approach, example, benefit, limitation. Strategies: risk prioritization, hybrid monitoring, enhanced training, regular touch points, automated alerts. Risk-based monitoring frameworks and tools, framework, tool, purpose, example, strength, and weakness. As the framework or the tool, critical data elements, key risk indicators, KRIs, centralized dashboards, targeted on-site visits, and predictive analytics. Here, table on challenges and solutions in monitoring high-risk sites, challenge, impact, solution, example, outcome. Third challenge is limited site training, technological barriers, data overload, protocol deviations, and resource constraints. Then application table, we have scenarios. For each scenario, the key principle applied, key action, timeline, what to watch out for. As scenarios: high adverse event AE reporting rate, protocol deviations, recruitment challenges in rural clinics, data upload delays. Then continuing with scenarios, we have investigator turnover, safety monitoring for cardiac trials, mitigating technology challenges, screening failures at enrollment. Then continuing with scenarios, we have adjusting monitoring during new risks, enhancing retention in challenging sites. Then after, we will revise what we have covered through some multiple choice questions, MCQs. Question number 1: which of the following is a key indicator of a high-risk clinical trial site? Is it A, high staff retention rates, B, consistent data quality, C, frequent protocol violations, or D, high recruitment numbers? Definitely it's the high or the frequency or frequent protocol violations, as protocol violations such as unauthorized dose adjustments highlight non-compliance and are a clear indicator of high-risk site. High staff retention and consistent data quality indicate lower risk levels in comparison, while high recruitment numbers are a positive attribute. So it is C. Question 2: what is one key component of reshaping monitoring activities for high-risk sites? Is it A, applying uniform monitoring processes to all sites, implementing focus site visits for specific issues, C, eliminating remote monitoring, or D, reducing the frequency of audits? So it is B, implementing focus site visits for specific certain issues or targeted issues. So B, focus site visits address particular challenges such as consent process violations or protocol adherence. Uniform monitoring across all sites or eliminating remote monitoring would fail to address the unique needs of high-risk sites. Question 3: what is the primary goal of risk-based monitoring RBM? Ensuring uniform distribution of resources across sites, A. B, allocating monitoring efforts based on identified risk levels, C, conducting frequent on-site visits for all sites, or D, avoiding the use of real-time analytics. So primary goal of RBM is B, definitely, allocating monitoring efforts, allocating the efforts for monitoring based on identified recognized risk levels or classified risk level or pre-classified risk levels. So it is B, as RBM focuses on prioritizing resources for sites with high risk, ensuring effective monitoring and improved trial oversight. Uniform resource distribution, or avoiding analytics contradicts the principles of RBM, risk-based monitoring. Question 4. Which of the following is an example of a recent advancement in monitoring high-risk sites? Is it A, routine on-site audits for all locations, B, use of traditional paper logs for data review, or C, predictive analytics for forecasting site performance, or D, minimizing staff training to save costs? So definitely as advancement, predictive analytics. So it is C, as predictive analytics utilizes historical data and to anticipate future risks, allowing proactive mitigation strategies. Traditional logs and routine audits lack the efficiency and foresight offered by this approach. Question 5. How can technology gaps at high-risk sites be addressed effectively? Is it A, reduce dependency on monitoring tools, B, provide site-specific software training, C, ignore centralized data reporting requirements, or D, eliminate remote monitoring processes? So it is B, as we cannot ignore NC, of course. We cannot eliminate remote monitoring process D, and we cannot reduce dependency on monitoring. So ACD doesn't make sense. So it's B, as provide site-specific software training. So B. As technology gaps can hinder monitoring processes, and targeted training ensures site staff are equipped to use e-tools and reporting templates efficiently. As ignoring centralized reporting or avoiding monitoring tools exacerbates the issue, will not help out to resolve any issue, but will exacerbate the issue. And here we come to the end of this lecture. Thank you very much, and goodbye.